Okay, so there's been a ton of talk this week about how fucked up this season has been in the NBA in terms of injuries. You know, a lot of people aren't happy about stuffing 72 games into a 4-month window, and I agree with that, but they had to do it for the money, and I don't think they had to do it, but they did what they did. And it didn't feel as bad during the first half of the season pre-All-Star break because the games were still somewhat spread out. But man, this second half of the season has been crazy. It seems like teams are playing every other night, and now we're getting a shit ton of injuries. Jamal Murray earlier this week tore his ACL. It seems like a bunch of stars are out missing games. Half of the Lakers team, you know, not even half, like 80% of the Lakers team is fucked up right now. You know, it's pretty brutal. Now, the NBA countered by releasing some stuff saying that, you know, statistically this season isn't more injury prone than any other season. I'm not here to debate that. I'm not even going to go there. But I did think it was interesting to dig a little bit deeper. And KD had made some comments, I believe, on his podcast. I can't find the comments, but I saw it circulated through Twitter that the way the game is played right now doesn't make any sense when you apply it to an 82-game context, right? Guys are faster than ever, they're sprinting harder than ever, the game is more spread out than ever, and you're putting more of a toll on your body than ever before. So the 82-game season that's been around forever shouldn't really be applied to today's game because it's just too much of a load on guys' bodies. Now, first, before I get into kind of what I wanted to talk about deeper, let's just watch some clips. And I pulled up the 2001 NBA Finals because I thought that was really interesting in terms of seeing what the game looked like in 2001 and then what the game looked like in, you know, today's day and age. So I pulled up the 2001. Let's go look at the 2001 NBA Finals and just go look at a few clips. All right, this is AI versus Kobe, 2001 NBA Finals. All right, Shaq gets it. All right, look at this right here. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at where all 5 Lakers are. And I know the footage is blurry. Shout out to GD Factory Clips, but man, that's 5 dudes right in the vicinity of the paint. I think there's 3 guys here, 1 guy here. Like, look, there's no spacing. There's no spacing. And look, they're loading up to stop AI, but there's no spacing. So guys don't really have to travel that hard. I think that's Fisher. Fisher's in a stance. Kobe's in a stance. But look, it's not like you're sprinting from baseline to baseline. See how the play develops? Pretty much just ISO one-on-one. These 2 guys never move. He just stands there, and then this Lakers defender just stands there. Quick kick out. Hit. Sorry for the... I don't even know who the fuck that is. All right. Kobe gets it. Look at this. They're spaced out to the 3-point line right here to give Kobe a bit more space, but he's right in here. Shaq's over here. Once again, all 5 Philly defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty tightly packed in the paint. And this is kind of just how defense was played. You know, guys weren't always spotting up at the 3-point line. In the modern day game, you know, guys out here, out here, out here, out here, and it's wide open. So the closeout distances are way farther. You gotta run way harder, sprint way harder, defend way harder, and guys are just faster. Easy pick, go. Okay, let's look at the next clip. I didn't even prepare this. We're just gonna look at these clips from jump and just kind of look at the difference. This is a 20-year difference in the NBA, but this is, you know, they were playing 82 games during this period. This. Toss it in. Kobe gets the pump fake. It was out. Look at this, bro. Look at how many bodies are in the paint. There's only one. Doesn't even close out because no one was really worried about the 3-point shot. Look at it. Does not even close out. They're just jogging. This is a finals game, man, where the defenses are the hardest. So it's not like Philly was playing bad defense. Philly was one of the top defensive teams in the league, I believe, during that time. They were in the finals, but it's just more so the style of play. You just look at how condensed everything was. You know, people were used to draw pin downs for mid-range jumpers. Now pin down screens are, you know, for 3-pointers 2 feet behind the arc. So guys just gotta run harder, travel faster distances, and cut harder. Now let's go look at the 2020 NBA Finals from last year. I'm just gonna start rolling this clip. Okay. LeBron scores. All right. Jimmy Butler has the ball right at the top of the wing. He's 3-4 feet behind the line. And look at where LeBron is. You go back to a clip from 2001, LeBron's probably over here. He's probably sacking here. LeBron is at the three-point line, and Jimmy's not a great three-point shooter, but he's still at the three-point line to take away the easy. Now look, Robinson spaced way out in the corner. Hero spaced way out in the corner. Bam, about to space or stand in the dunker spot. Maybe come up for a screen. Crowder, 3, 4 feet, 5 feet behind the line. Look how spaced out it is. The defense, instead of being packed in here, the defense is out here. They know they got to cover all of this distance. Let's go watch what happens. Robinson gets it, nails it. I mean, but look at that. You had to sprint to that shit. KCP's got to sprint over a screen contest. Gets it. Game is so explosive these days. Look at the hard closeouts. Look at the hard closeouts, man. This is what the game is. There's so much shooting in today's game, man. So much fucking shooting in today's game. And offenses are shooting the three more than ever. Look at that. Swing pass to Hero. AD is sprinting his ass off here to get the closeout. Up fakes it. Green recognizes that, sprints out. And then look at Caruso. Sprints out. That's 3 hard sprints in, a 10-second span. Green misses it, gets it back, kicks it to AD. Hard sprint out. Look at Jimmy. Look at Jimmy, though, on this sprint out. And Jimmy's trying to conserve energy at this point because he had already been carrying the load. Look at this, though. Sprint out. Jimmy's got to sprint out. In the past, they would have just stood there. Jimmy's got to sprint out. Once again, bam, LeBron. The game is in transition. Full speed, full speed, full speed. I mean, it just looks faster, man. The game just looks so much faster today than it was before. And that's the thing. Now we understand that the game is a lot faster than it was before. So I actually agree with what KD said. I don't think the 82-game season makes sense based on how hard these guys are running. But it made me dig a little bit deeper, and I found something else, an old ESPN article that I thought was really, really interesting. It might explain a little bit more about why the 82 games is so brutal. And the issue is sleep. The main issue is sleep. And look, a few years back, I remember there was this whole team no sleep thing. That thing was fucking stupid. Sleep is highly important. You need it to recover, and if you're a professional athlete, sleep is one of the most important things that you can get. Like, we're in a culture where people emphasize not to sleep. It's cool not to sleep, but that's just fucking stupid. Sleep. You gotta sleep. You gotta recover. And I dug up this old ESPN article. I think it was by Baxter Holmes. Basically, he was talking about how a lot of people in the league are concerned that these athletes aren't sleeping enough, and it's leading to poor performance and injuries, man. And here are some of the highlights from the article. First off, you play 82 games in a 6-month season. So this is a normal season in the NBA. You play 82 games in 6 months. Teams fly up to 50,000 miles per season. That's fucking crazy. That's enough to circle the globe twice. Circle the globe twice. Tobias Harris, here's a quote. And in the article, Tobias Harris was highlighted as someone who really was, super serious about tracking his sleep, making sure he was getting enough recovery. He had a quote saying, "I think in a couple of years, sleep deprivation will be an issue that's talked about like the NFL with concussions." Another interesting thing, most NBA players, and this was based on people that they were interviewing that, were around the team. So these aren't statistically proven. It's not like they ran a stat, but it's just, interviewing trainers, different staff, and they're just saying, hey, from what we've seen, we think that most NBA players get 6 hours of sleep each day. That's including naps. That's terrible. And 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night is recommended for NBA players. So they're getting way less sleep than they should be getting. Lower sleep equals lower testosterone. Why is that important? Testosterone is important because it impacts your speed, strength, muscle mass, and mood. That's fucking everything. That's how you perform on the court. That's how you read things, right? If you see a guy in a game and he's not reading the defense, maybe he's playing like shit, he might have just had a terrible night of sleep the night before. Maybe they got in at 2 a.m. He slept 3-4 hours, and that's why he's playing like shit, missing free throws. Here's a nice excerpt from the article, and I'll link the article in my description. But here's a nice excerpt. By January, just 3 months into the NBA season, this was 2012-2013, and they basically were tracking one player who was in his 20s, and they found that the testosterone of this player in his 20s had dropped to the levels of that of a 50-year-old man. That is terrible, man. Now, these testosterone reductions are temporary, but still, man, for that brief period of time, the testosterone levels of the 20-year-old were the same as a 50-year-old. Now, here's the part that I really wanted to get to. In the article, they talked about testosterone leading to, or low testosterone leading to more injuries, and they basically performed a few analyses, and they found that there is a big increase in injury risk when your testosterone levels decrease below the 20th percentile. I mean, that stuff is pretty damning. So it goes to show that the 82-game season, what's so bad about it isn't just the fact that you're playing so many games at such a fast pace with better athletes than ever. It's the fact that NBA players got to travel all over the fucking place. They got to travel everywhere, so they're not getting much sleep. It's like they're boarding planes at 1 in the morning. They're landing at 2, 3 in the morning. Shoot-arounds early the next day. They got to do all this media stuff. Now with COVID, you got to get to the facility early to do testing. It's just fucked up. So I feel like the NBA, it's not about just lowering the amount of games. Like, if the NBA is worried about money and revenue, which ultimately impacts the players as well, so we do want the players to make as much money as possible, then it's not just about shortening the season. Maybe they don't need to shorten the 82 games, but maybe they got to find a much better way of reducing travel, right? A much better way. Maybe fewer, like, cross-country trips. Maybe when you're making cross-country trips, you're trying to make it all count. I don't know, man. But they gotta do something about the travel, because these players aren't sleeping enough. And when you're not sleeping enough and you're playing a shit ton of games, you're just not recovering. That's what's leading to all of these wear and tear injuries, non-contact injuries. Guys take a step, they don't hit anything, and then pop, something's gone. And now all of a sudden you're losing your stars. Now all of a sudden Denver might lose Jamal Murray for this playoff run, and they may not have him fully healthy for next year's playoff run. I mean, that's fucked up. That's a young team with a lot of talent, and they're getting ready to do something special. So I just thought that was interesting. The NBA does have a sleep problem. We'll see what they do to solve it. This article came out at the end of 2019, and I don't think this is the end of discussion for sleep. I don't think this is the end of the discussion for sleep. I think this is going to get highlighted more and more over the next few years, and they got to figure something out. So if you guys enjoy the video, please drop a subscribe. Otherwise, I'll catch you later.
Man, they try to do me dirty, 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 dirty. Heard it from a birdie, 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 birdie. Told me that's the wordy, 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 wordy.